switching it up a little bit. I think we did like a twos at one point, but it's largely been one-on-ones.
Really? I mean, this is the first time I recall this being... I mean, of course, you know, chances are I'm forgetting a lot. But it's the first that I recall us doing 2v2 for Friday night fights.
Yeah, you might be right. You might be right. We might have done like a twos exhibition or something, but definitely not a best of anything. Weird coming back to this game. You played a lot of Retribution before, but out of it for like 2 years. Yeah, man, let's get back into it, dude.
Yeah, I've been out of it for like 5 years. And
yeah, man, all of us, you know, quarantine happens. It brings us back around. Let's take a look at the players. Kalzi and Bruce as the Lictor Alpha Chaos Lord, Mr. Chouse. And then we got Skysilver and Robocop, aka BloodReign. We call him Robocop because we're silly Americans that can't speak Russian. And they're playing the dual shooty turrety turtley boys.
Oh yeah, I think. Yeah, I would personally actually look at that as being kind of the stronger team's composition with the sustain, especially that the play champion can get, as well as the potential turrets to lock down some of those victory points.
Oh, he got bullied in the schoolyard.
Yeah, that's some of that strength of the Lictor Alpha, though, and that's something
that nerd out of the middle of the map.
Can never be denied.
Oh my gosh.
I'm not sure how I would look at this skill-wise in terms of who I feel like is favored. I guess if I had to like just pick one, it would probably be Kalzi4 and Bruce Campbell. I definitely look at Bruce Campbell as the strongest player here. Kalzi, it's still like a little bit of an X factor. It's like, has he really practiced a lot? Is he pretty solid now? And then our Russian friends, you know, I'm still getting a sense of kind of how good they are. So this is kind of a toss-up, but I'm going to definitely give my vote of confidence to Kalzi and Bruce.
And the other thing I would consider is that I believe these two play together a lot, might even be on voice. So it's possible they might just have the better team communication, but we'll see. Well, I mean, we got to see how it plays out here. We're not sure of any of these. These are all, you know, potential variables.
Yeah, at the moment it's definitely playing out in favor of Bruce and Kalzi for the time being. Of course, we're very, very early on in this. Plenty of game left to play here.
Yeah, but, I mean, Bruce getting the decap early on this side of the map is pretty big.
Just a lot of the map in favor of Kalzi and Bruce at this time. I'm not going to try to say colors because you and I are on opposite teams.
Alright, so Team Russ on the back foot here, definitely. Skysilver went for double tax, so even though his power didn't get decapped, he hasn't had the requisition to put any power down. Both of these guys actually going for the 2 Chaos Marine or 2 tack opening. I'd expect to see Havoc coming out of BloodReign over here.
Yeah, that might also be part of why Skysilver and Robocop or BloodReign have kind of been on the back foot here, because they've spent much of this time just fighting with 2 squads, just with like the single scout and the single tack, because those second tack and CSM coming out a little bit later. Meanwhile, this commander from Bruce, this Chaos Lord going down, Mr. Chouse.
Oh, Mr. Chouse, what happened? He's taking a little nap in the middle of the map there. Got overwhelmed by cultists of the opposing Chaos God. Apparently, Nerdle reigns supreme in this engagement. But a node goes down over here for Skysilver. Manages to get the pushback. It looks like he's finally got enough to push out here. And with Mr. Chouse down, it's looking like BloodReign's doing the same. We got Raptors out on the field for Bruce, though, which is going to be a big turning point here. I don't think there's really anything that can deal with the Raptors. There are Chaos Heretics out here with an aspiring champion.
But at the same time, there are so many more heretics on the other side.
Yeah, the heretic number is greatly in favor of Bruce. The suppression jump comes in, slows everything down, and the melee brawl commences. However, one side decidedly on the wrong side of that fight, and even with the Plague Champ running back on the flank, things are looking pretty rough here. Oh, the flesh hook from downtown.
His forces are under attack.
Yeah, flesh hook. That's just another one of those ways in which the flesh hook is so powerful.
Yeah,
even in that case where you don't even get the knockback, but just the single target damage to snipe it on a retreat.
Has landmines flanking. Oh man, look at all these mines.
That's a lot of mines, yeah. But
that's one thing about Skysilver. I think Artificer Armor is his favorite. He plays this in every game. And he'll get that Artificer armor, and he'll make sure that the Tech Marine never has any spare energy. He loves planting mines in the face of melee fights. He loves dropping them along the back line here.
These mines take a little bit of time to clear.
Ooh. And the Chaos Lord actually has to be careful. Yeah, he doesn't want to step on another one of those. The Chaos Lord doesn't get knocked back, so he actually takes quite a bit of damage.
He has to retreat through all this. Is there the force melee in time? It is enough.
Yeah, he's going to be able to get picked up again, but that's a nice chunk of experience for these guys. Tech Marine already level 2. And those mines actually block quite a bit of time. The Lictor almost had gone down there. If the Lictor had gone down as well, things would have been quite dicey.
I thought he was going to step on that mine.
Yeah, that was a fortunate retreat pad, to say the least. And now getting the double action over here. A whole lot of Space Marines, Chaos and Loyalist alike, coming down on this power farm. Decap going down on the top side. What was looking a bit dominant briefly for Brucey 4. Suddenly, a big turn from Team Russ.
Meanwhile, Plague Champion on the left side does get in melee with the Heretics. He's upgrading to the Plague Sword while this is happening, but it doesn't come soon enough for him to really stand a chance against the Heretics.
Okay, the mid forces coming back out on their own. I don't know if that's enough to handle this. Let's see, it is only Tactical Marines and Chaos Marines, so there's no utility here, just a bit of beef and consistent range deeps, so yeah, this is just going to be an easy route as it turns out. I may have been wrong on that one. I thought there was a little more support here, but the scouts, where are the scouts? Oh, they were down there on the far side, the far side requisition. 479
what an army
to
Kalzi has. The double warrior. And it's interesting. I think the last time we saw Kalzi play on Friday Night Fights, I think he did have something similar to this. So this might just be like kind of his style of play, his understanding of Tyranids, where he likes these big armies.
Now, Bruce, the first one into Tier 2. Skysilver with 800 requisition, saving up for a Land Raider, but no one told him that he's in Tier 1 still.
Oh, no, unfortunately, they're going to be losing more generators, or at least the node on the left side. Plague Champion is in here. Oh, man, the Plague Champion actually was able to detonate a Heretic Zombie. Pretty nice play there.
Nice. But while he was playing with the zombies, oh well, no, I was about to say it looked like he was going to get pushed back, but maybe not. That Plague Sword, pretty scary for the Raptors to engage, and now.
Speaking of the Raptors, where are they going?
Yeah, I think they're just trying to avoid the Plague Champ. Too Brood was not one that was forgotten. I had a feeling.
He says, was wanted.
Oh, was wanted, not forgotten. Oh, okay. We're going to see what comes of that. Is he just going to go hard melee with it? Is he going to go barbed on one, adrenal on another?
I don't know. At this point, I feel like he's not going to go barbed this late. I think the idea behind it might even just be the disruption you get from having two of those squads leaping into combat. Just like
I guess
army you're going to be fighting.
Yeah, against double Space Marines, why not, I suppose. Skysilver's heading into Tier 2, but these guys are not sitting on much power. They finally have like one generator farm they're holding on to, but the other's still getting bashed time and time again by Bruce. As much as Bruce keeps getting pushed back, he's still getting that attrition in and slowing these guys down quite a bit.
Oh man, they're only just now upgrading to Tier 2. I mean, we don't have a vehicle out of either Kalzi or Bruce, but it feels pretty rough to me, and I also find it interesting. They're going to Tier 2. Both of them just have, the starting squad, although technically Robocop's or BloodReign's was replaced, and the double tac / double CSM, which, I mean, I don't know. I feel like to call out a little bit of an elephant in the room, which I don't know if these are really great builds, and I think it could be part of the reason.
I feel like they're both great support builds, but without someone to like really drive home some damage and threat. And what you missed on the bottom side, the Hormagaunts actually went for the power, but there's a turret back here now, and Kalzi4 attacked the one single generator that the turret could hit his Hormagaunts on. Scouts going down? No way. Is there a flesh hook?
Is there a flesh hook?
We're going to find out. There must not be because he gave up chase.
Feeder tendrils on that Lictor Alpha as well.
Now we're seeing Skysilver kind of continuing the push here. It dropped a second turret, continuing to plant mines everywhere. Has the plasma gun coming out for the Tech Marine. It looks like Kalzi4 recognizes the situation and just decides to abandon that side for the moment. Doesn't really have any reliable way to get in through all this. But both sides continually getting bashed on opposite sides of the map here. So it's been kind of a long tech phase right now. Both players are in, or rather, both teams are in Tier 2, but still not a lot of Tier 2 tech coming out here. I don't know if Kalzi's watching these.
The Tier 2 purchases have been interesting. We see the P-Dev coming out of Skysilver, probably just because he had a lot of extra requisition, or at least part of the reason why. And then Bruce actually now going for a Havoc, which it's kind of strange to see that it's like go Tier 2, get Havoc, but at the same time, I think it's also very effective against much of Skysilver's and BloodReign's army.
Yeah, well, that Havoc's probably going to need to turn into a Laz here shortly with the Blood Crusher coming out here, but suddenly this Tech Marine just locking things down, playing. I mean, I mentioned they were going to be the turtly heroes, and sure enough, mines, turrets, the whole right side of the map is littered with Tech Marine booby traps.
Yeah, that Artificer armor obviously quite preferred. A third turret is going down.
Oh my gosh.
For Skysilver.
It's just unending. Where is it? He's going into the mid now? Oh my gosh.
Oh! On the heretics.
Oh my god, it's like trying to break into the McAllister house over here on this side.
Oh no.
Oh, he gets the Lord still. But
he's gonna go down though.
He's probably, yeah,
yes, he does.
Down for it. A little too costly. Plasma Dev's going to try to get into the arc of the safety. That turret. Oh my gosh. One Raptor strays in front of the turret trying to get around to the Tech Marine.
Alright, looks like we should see one turret taken down on the right as this Lictor Alpha is here in melee with it. And no one is here to stop him.
Yeah, this starts becoming the problem of like investing in all these turrets is if they do start breaking, or you lose the map control nearby, it's there's nothing you can do to save them.
Yeah, it's hard to preserve a turret. You can't retreat it, and unlike a vehicle, you can't even move it. So once it's compromised in terms of positioning, it is gone.
Look at this brazen plasma dev.
Does the Tyrant Guard pay for this, though?
Yeah, I mean, I would trade a turret for a Tyrant Guard any day. Yeah, this thing's going
I think the
down.
Blood Crusher gets through this, yeah.
So
a new
two
turret
turrets go down, Mormagons die to the final turret. Every time they thought they had an advantage, there was still another turret. And he's continuing to slap them down.
Oh yeah.
I mean, if there's such thing as a signature style, this is Skysilver 100%.
Yeah, I mean,
turrets and mines.
you know what? Oh, Bloodlust meanwhile activated for Bruce Campbell, and he's going to get into melee with the Plague, the Tech Marine before he finishes the turret. Turret is finally finished,
Where's
though.
the Bionics? This is what I miss. If you have Artificers, you don't have Bionics, and when things get in melee with your turret, you can often just Bionics them right in front. Although the Shotgun Blast works just as well sometimes.
Yeah, I've always been a proponent of Bionics myself.
Let's see. I mean, the Warriors are trying. There's one squad here. They're unupgraded, though. Without the Adrenal Glands, I don't think they can actually out-DPS this dual repair. It is buying a little bit of time for the Lictor to pick up the Chaos Lord, though. But, Skysilver and BloodReign down to 100 victory points. Despite this turtly play, they're not quite turtling the victory points, which is kind of the important part.
I can't believe just how many turrets Skysilver has gotten. Like, I'm trying to think with how many turrets he's gotten. I'm pretty sure he could have gone to tier 3.
Oh, definitely. So at this point, I think he does start needing to prioritize that. He's making them work, but it's starting to stack up. And at some point, you have to start abandoning that and going for higher tech.
The enemy is claiming.
Isn't every turret 200 requisition and 30 power?
It is, but it's also something that you never have to reinforce. So.
I know. Is there any way you can like recoup the cost of that? I'm just like, if he did 5 of those, that's like 1,000 requisition.
Yeah, you're not wrong. It's a pretty hefty price tag. Now, what kind of pop do they take up? Because they might not have upkeep. So that might be the other thing. He's keeping a smaller army.
Interesting. I never even thought of that. Double Zinch Chaos Space Marines out of BloodReign. It's so much easier just off the tongue to call him RoboCop now. I gotta just try to remember.
You glance down at the names, and it's
that's exactly what
RoboCop.
happens. I'm just like, who is this player? I look at the name, and I have to. Ooh, that says BloodReign.
Yeah, it's hard for me to do too. I'm trying to get it just so that I'm ready when the Rust Alley comes around.
Yeah, I try to as well because it's definitely more respectful to call him by that name. Like his chosen name rather than the one that we've made up for him.
Yeah, it's fine when we're doing casual matches, but when we're trying to be a little semi-pro here. Oh, Chosen Plagues, level 3. All right. So they're kind of bringing it back, I think. They're at least holding on for the time being. The victory points are still ticking down, but they're continuing to get these routes. It looks like they're starting to lock down mid a little bit better here. Just as I say that, of course, Mr. Chalson here trying to prove me wrong. Plasma Dev won't be able to deny the cap, or sorry, won't be able to deny the decap, but will deny the capture.
So another thing that's kind of crazy here is as I'm looking at Bruce's army, it doesn't seem like to me he's actually made any effort whatsoever to counter the Blood Crusher. The Havoc was never... Oh, okay, finally we do have a Havoc upgraded, so that's it. Alright, maybe that was it and I just missed it, but clearly it hasn't been enough, and I think much of BloodReign's army is pretty strong against what Bruce has. I mean, just so much range damage coming out, as well as those Chosen Plague Marines make it hard to get into melee against him. But anyway, Blood Crusher now is under threat from Kalzi. Thorax Swarm, or rather the Electroshock Grub, has been thrown in. The Venom Root trying to finish it off, and I think they'll get it. They seem to be not shooting. Oh no!
That said, the Raptors go down up north. Jumping into Chosen Plague Marines was the last thing that Bruce wanted to do over there.
Looks like the Havoc was able to actually finish off the Blood Crusher.
Oh my gosh, those Chosen Plague boys doing some serious damage. Of course, they have those plasma pistols too, which just rip apart those heavy armor. Even at range, those things are nasty.
Yeah, I don't know exactly, I don't even know approximately what the damage numbers are for their weapons, but I'm pretty sure they're power melee, and then of course they do have the Nurgle's Rot ability, which is basically the replacement of the retail Plague of Undeath Global that just spawns zombies on any models that you kill.
Got any ace left? It looks like Kalzi4 is running out of cards to play, and
wow,
they throw
I can't believe that happened. It felt like they were doing so well.
With the Raptor loss, that was pretty huge for Bruce. I don't think Bruce had a line breaker at that point. And I think the turn, I guess they understood that the turn was coming after they stopped being able to get the gen bashes and stuff. Man, what a start. All right, Team Russ up 1-0 against Brucey4.
Team Russ proved to be quite strong.
Yeah, like I said, I think these guys play together a lot.
So up until, of course, we had that disconnect, I do feel that I feel like we are seeing Skysilver kind of pay for his insistence on going for this double tack composition. Bruce punishing him pretty hard for it. So we'll see if there's any flexibility from him moving forward.
All right, yeah, I mean that was a pretty strong start for Bruce and Kalzi. Let's see if they can repeat it. That's the one downside when you have to replay the matches. Sometimes you lose that momentum.
This Venom's ready up.
All right, here we go. This time for real. All right, here we go. And same, oh, nope, not same matchups. Switched up the matchups this time around. We've got Bruce on the bottom, facing off against BloodReign. So we'll see what this changes up here. We'll see if the Tyranids have as easy a time as Bruce did up top. And maybe Bruce will be a little more effective against the Eldar.
Yeah, don't know if that was intentional, but I would say, based on what I've seen so far, it does feel like BloodReign is performing a little bit stronger than Skysilver. So I feel like he might have a better chance of basically holding up to Bruce in his lane. I also feel with Eldar, there are definitely some ways in which I feel Eldar can be pretty strong against Space Marines, but we'll also just have to see how it plays out. I think the double attack build might also be better against Kalzi's Tyranids.
Ally has secured a requisition point.
Yeah, I'm not sure. We'll see. As far as like BloodReign and Skysilver seems to have kind of his one style, and that's really all he does. So if you can adapt to that, you're good to go. Whereas so far we've seen at least a couple different things come in from BloodReign.
All right, that Warlock gonna be chased off. I don't think he's low enough for a Flesh Hook to kill him. It's getting a little bit closer now. Oh, and Kalzi doesn't have the energy for a Flesh Hook. Probably use it somewhere else, and also just the infiltration.
Alright, Bruce calling out the Shees as the target right now. Oh no, but the Lictor actually retreated. I think the Lictor could have gone for at least a couple melee swings there, but either way, they at least denied one of those power nodes, so one farm not even potentially getting built here in the meantime.
So with that double, they kind of bully BloodReign off the field. We see a generator bash starting, but there's not a whole lot to bash just yet. Meanwhile, Tech Marine is actually on the back line, taking some shots at the scouts in the back. Already managed to pick one of those models. He's not fully in cover, though, at least not from all directions.
So Rangers coming in from the Warlock. It looks like the scouts will give up the cap. The Nids seem to have good control, though. It forced that aggression on the power farm side kind of forced Skysilver to respond. And now he's trying to react to the Tyranids, but with the double tax again. Well, yeah, there's not... The Nids kind of fell back as well. I'm not sure if that was intentional. It looked like 2 full health squads over here.
Yeah. One squad still out there on the field, but not going to do too much on its own. Meanwhile, the spore mines have finally expired. And double cap for BloodReign and Skysilver at the moment. But pretty even overall in terms of victory points. Skysilver looking to move over along with BloodReign. Seeing if they can catch these Termagants, maybe also the Lictor Alpha. They don't have the infiltration, but it looks like someone else's infiltration. We've got a hollow field from the Rangers to ambush the Tyranids from Kalzi. So it feels like a double in the other direction, yes.
Yeah, I mean, when you're playing Calderas, this is the line you want to get in. This is where you want to go. You want to get on these gen farms, keep your opponent down. I mean, it's still happening on both sides. There's a squad attacks from Bruce over there, turret going down. Man, Skysilver just not hesitating to drop those turrets whenever available. Channeling his inner max power.
There it is. Raveners, unfortunately, just going to have to retreat through that. Landmine, of course, more than one landmine being put kind of on the flank of that turret.
Yeah, if the assaults jump in, they're going to jump right on top of a mine. But the thing is, like I mentioned before, Bruce is doing the same thing on the far side. He's got flamer attacks over there. I mean, even all this army coming over here is kind of unnecessary because there's just no power left to bash. This is going to be a real long tier 1 kind of game.
We've got a scout getting a decap. We've only got nodes on the side of Bruce and Kalzi. One of those even going to be taken out pretty shortly. And generators being put down at a time when I don't know if they can reasonably defend that. Kalzi even calling out to Bruce, don't put it down. Okay, finally we see a little bit of an adaptation where we see the power put down on the bottom. Big fight happened down on the bottom. Attacks have been knocked down by the kinetic pulse.
Yeah, I think that kinetic pulse was actually a little early because the Banshees had to run all the way around.
Oh my god, the Assault Marines, though, they're so low. 2 down. Will the last one go down? Swift movement might have been put in there.
Oh my gosh, that Warlock special attack that they ran through did crazy damage on retreat. Assault Marines went down for Bruce. I don't even know what that grenade was trying to hit.
Yeah, it almost looked like it more was coming closer to hitting his own units.
No, I thought briefly that it was a grenade from the other side, and then I realized there wasn't Elder on that side. I was so confused.
It's like, that's not a Space Marine grenade.
Alright, Plasma Grenade came in, did a whole lot of nothing. Ravner's out on the far side, and a whole bunch of mines surrounding this turret for Skysilver. BloodReign getting the second squad of Rangers out, as we saw before, so really playing to like build up that tier 1. Recognizing that neither side really has much power. I mean, going big tier 1 might be the way to do it right now.
Yeah, it's actually so crazy where we see most of the generators put down for both teams. Doesn't look like the red team generator farm is going to last too much longer, though.
But yeah, how often do you see full gen farms in these two locations at the same time?
Oh god, Skysilver putting down a second turret in front of...
Oh my god.
I see it now. Yeah, it's in front, covering the other angle. Oh no, this is so crazy. Meanwhile, Termagants. Looks like Kalzi lost a spot of Termagants.
Oh my gosh, Lictor might go down too. Oh, this sharp cheddar is coming to be too much for Team BloodReign. Oh. It's I mean, that said, they have the power completely capped for the other team as well. Bruce is getting into tier 2, well ahead of everyone else. The red team, the Rust team, is not even close. So if tier 2 comes along and something like a Razorback comes out, there's not really going to be any answer.
This is almost the time, though, where just to deal with these turrets, I wouldn't even be opposed to just, like, go to straight to tier 2 and get a Razorback. Not a Razorback, I mean a P-Dev.
Sure.
Just to answer these turrets.
God, these turrets are doing so much work.
The overlapping firing arcs, it's like, what can you do aside from hitting it with a P-Dev outside of its range?
Okay, so they actually look like they're going to steal his southern power. Unless something can be done about it. What's moving in over here? The Tyranid forces are moving in. It might prevent the cap. But I don't think they can outright win this fight down here. Not with what's here.
Man, these Rangers going pretty far forward. Looking to oppress Kalzi right in his base.
Oh man, these some special tactics coming in here. Oh my gosh. The decap comes in, the Tyranids and Scouts moving in over here. Bruce just pulling out some Scouts. Razorback is coming out here shortly. There are so many mines over here. He's going to have to make sure he gets a Sarge on one of those.
Alright, so we see Bruce and Kalzi getting to tier 2 first. I mean, I was feeling like with the way the generator farms are looking, I wasn't going to expect that to happen. But maybe they had enough
they just managed to hold that bottom gen farm just long enough to really get tier 2 and squeeze out some tier 2 tech on top of that. That's the thing. As much as they are investing in heavy tier 1, they did put quite a bit of power investment in tier 1. Rangers came out, Aspect upgrades on all the Eldar squads. Scouts in a little bit of trouble, but they managed to get out of there just in time. And the Razorback, the supreme line breaker right now. No anti-vehicle on the field, no anti-vehicle available for Team Rust. They're going to lose their gens again, and it's certainly not Space Marine turrets, but it's still completely unanswerable for the moment.
I guess this will be a tac drop pod. Yeah, second tac squad for Bruce.
Man, what a weird game.
Although it feels like the generator bashing also happening a little bit slow. They haven't even finished that one right by the drop pod. While the Raveners will just solo bash the one to the left.
Yeah, they're going for the decap now, but the thing is, the Razorback's just unanswered.
Oh my god, look at those flames melting those Scouts.
Yeah, they didn't even get a chance to toss that grenade. I saw the energy bar go down, but the grenade didn't go out. Once those flames happened, it was a little too spooky for the Scouts to stick around. Raveners get one of the generators, Scouts get the decap, and 2 gens down. Now, the Razorback going to see what it can get done against these turrets in the far gen farm.
It's going for the power, yeah, the generators instead, not the turrets just yet. I mean, the turret is still rough, because although the Razorback obviously not going to be scared too much about basically the heavy bolter, the tacs are, and those turrets are pretty much covering every angle.
Well, I think, yeah, he's going for a missile launcher, so I think the plan will just be like hop in, fire a missile, hop out, repeat. But, man, he can just
no, the first shot goes onto the Tech Marine instead of the turret. Those Techs on the verge of losing a monolith as well. I mean, of course they can just reinforce, but it's pretty expensive.
Okay, they do manage to escape inside of the transport. Oh my gosh, and it looks like, oh, okay, so Skysilver not going for anti-vehicle, going for double plasma on his tactical marines. So just looking to deny the Space Marines hard. Whereas Bruce is going to be stuck with, I mean, not stuck with, but currently has a flamer and a missile launcher.
Alright, so Bruce asking for Kalzi's support on this.
Yeah, if they can break this turret line, that'll kind of put a stop to everything that's happening over here. That's
so
really
many mines
the
in
anchor
front as well.
Of what's keeping Skysilver in the game right now, or at least keeping things locked down. The thing is, even if the turrets have gone down at this point, I think they've well enough paid for themselves. I think even if you lose the turrets now, you've gotten yourselves into tier 2, you've bought time, you've denied the power for so long, you've just forced the game into a weird game state.
And I think first turret is down.
Oftentimes when you do that sort of thing, being the player that forces that is in the advantage, because you're used to this game state. You play from this all the time. The opponents do not.
Autark has been called in while that's happening. Nearly goes down. Still have one turret up. We have a Force Commander teleporting in with only his chainsword. Is that desperate to finally just have this turret be done for once and for all.
The repairs coming in though. This missile's gonna need to hit. They get a shot off. That does finish the turret off.
Yeah, I mean, that being said, so the turrets have finally been dealt with, but we're looking at a completely red map. And this time I can say colors because I know we're on the same team. Completely red map. Victory points 250 in favor of BloodReign and Skysilver. This Force Commander's going to die.
Yeah, Force Commander dies. The Scouts died moments before to the Banshees on the far side. And now, I don't know, this is looking rough, man. The Banshee's out here to deal with this Tyrant Guard. Banshees can actually hack through that pretty well with their power melee, but he does have to be careful. The Razorback's still constantly adding DPS to the fight, though.
Razorback putting some deeps on those Dire Avengers, while the Rangers seem to be relatively unanswered, although they will have to start moving back as the Razorback decides to answer them.
Yeah, does he actually? No, he doesn't have a scout in there. He really needs to get a scout with a Sarge in that Razorback so he can really punish these Rangers.
An ally has secured a power.
Look at all this plasma. The Tyrant Guard's gonna shell up, try to get some healing down in the meantime. But with this much plasma, even the Razorback has to be careful. It only has about 150 HP left.
Yeah, I mean, double plasma guns. Both of them are level 2. We've also got the Tech Marine with the plasma gun himself. We're seeing a revive on the Commanders, but man, they really do not have too much time just to even out the victory points.
Yeah, I think this is done. I don't think they've got an answer to this. This could be the end. Team Russ might be the team to beat here in Friday Night Fights if we do any more 2v2s.
Yeah, Kalzi and Bruce do just concede. Man.
All right.
So that kind of trumped my expectations. I mean, early on in Game 1, we did see it was definitely an advantage for Bruce and Kalzi, but Team Russ proven to be too strong with their turrets.
Yeah, I think the difference of the matchups actually made a pretty huge difference there, because Bruce being able to shut the Tech Marine out with his Force Commander play early kind of prevented all of that early turret shenanigans from being possible. But man, Team Russ takes it. Some serious Tech Marine turtle time from Skysilver.
Yeah, so that Tech Marine turret, obviously we got some, apparently a little controversial, got some heated opinions about it in chat.
In chat?
Yeah, I mean the turret, it's kind of a strange one where I guess I would say it can be cheesy, and that
I don't think you can deny that it's cheesy.
Yeah, if you don't respond to it appropriately in like the right time frame, then it can just almost decide like a game then and there.
And on a map like Calderis, where you have, you know, both of the power farms in that one location, that can be pretty huge.
Yeah, there was so much time.
Yeah, it bought so much time, and Kalzi just didn't seem to have a good response to it. They did a good job getting across the map, bashing elsewhere. I'm honestly half surprised I didn't see a relay beacon go down between the two turrets. They flashed green at some point.
There we go. Now it's just Shroom who's not readied.
Oh, Shroom. Shroom. You let us down last week, Shroom. Where were you? It's going to be very disappointing to see the Rust League absent of some Shroom, but...
All right, so we do actually have some of that Imperial Guard out of Kalzi that you were suggesting before.
Yeah, I'm not sure. I feel like the chat, you guys remember some Kalzi4. What do you guys know Kalzi as? I feel like I knew him as an Imperial Guard guy.
I knew him as Tyranids.
Interesting. All right.
We need him to settle this, and he might just say I kind of play both.
Yeah. Well, I mean, let's see if it's gonna be decisive if he wins here, because then we're gonna know that this was his true form. This Lord General with his bright neon orange rave gear on, ready to hit the raves.
Yeah, and I think another important thing here is by going the Lord General, he actually has a fairly easy tier 1 answer to a turret if that does come into play in the form of, I believe it's the Carapace armor, which does give him the stand firm ability, will make his squads immune to suppression for 15 seconds.
Right. Oh man. Alright, so Kickin's saying Nid too, so maybe I don't know nothing. Sphenoms is also claiming that it's Kalzik, as opposed to Kalzi4. And Bruce says, ping if he turrets, I'm ready to burn it. He's got the Warlock. Did he pick Warlock?
Oh no, the Lord General overextending though. Alright, he gets out alive, but that was a little bit of a close call.
Yeah, that was dicey.
So the Warlock, Warlock also does have a bit of an answer in the form of that Immolator Blade. I think the Immolate ability by itself doesn't take out a turret, but man, these Howling Banshees might be taken out. Indeed, they will be. Big losses for Bruce pretty early on.
Oh no.
It's a little bit worrisome.
Bruce might have the blood rage in him right now after that last match.
Yeah, I don't know. Might need a little bit of time to just kind of step away from it a little bit, calm down. Or maybe not. Maybe he just got outplayed.
So the generator is online.
Alright then, well, these Tactical Marines staying in here pretty long. They do scare off the Guardsmen, but they themselves lost a model from the Sentinel. Sentinel can still oppress this Tactical Marine squad a little bit. Well, behind cover, probably not too effective. Meanwhile, what's going on between Bruce and BloodReign?
Yeah, I mean, despite losing the Banshees, Bruce still managed to push BloodReign off. He does have Rangers coming in now, so it looks like maybe he just might be deciding, instead of repurchasing the Banshees, he's just going to go for a ranged focus here with the Warlock. Lord General continuing to try to tie up those Tactical Marines, maybe snag another model here, but taking a lot of ranged fire doing so.
Yeah, he's really it's cutting it so close so many times.
And the problem is he adds significant range DPS to this Imperial Guard army, so with the fact that he's constantly retreating here, yeah, I don't know. It's leaving the Imperial Guard a little lacking over here. We'll see if Bruce can bring it back here with the double Ranger play. I'm not sure. Yeah, the Banshees are actually quite low already. They're trying to stay out of line of sight, but the Warlock's going to be moving in, so they're not going to be able to engage. Oh, nice Destructor. Forces the Banshees off and back in the mid. Oh my gosh, these damage tacks still capping the point. And I say tax, but I mean the second squad moving up. And the scouts falling back as well. So the
both
map,
those tax squads retreat.
Yes, the scout's still on the south side though, and let's see, looking at power, 2 gens down. It's pretty even so far. It's despite some early losses on both sides. It's a lot of back and forth as far as map control so far. Nothing particularly decisive beyond the Banshees going down, but Bruce is still managing to hold all right against what's out here.
Even put the Rangers inside the garrison does look kind of strange to me. I feel like most of the time you want to keep them pretty mobile.
All right, so shields are up. Gonna start whittling away on both sides, trying to break down these energy shields. They're getting low, but the Warp Spider I think is gonna edge it out. Yeah. And that was kind of that's a situation I don't see very often. It's kind of those Eldar energy shield wars. There aren't enough people to play Eldar anymore.
Oh no, the Sentinel goes down for Kalzi.
Tragic. So that's pretty big. Kalzi now only with the Catechins, getting a heavy weapons team too.
Oh my.
And this is so much range damage. And see, this is kind of the situation you want to be in as the Tech Marine. Like, there's no melee threat. You've got some support coming in from your opponent, tying up some of the range firepower. So you just straight up win the range fight. Easy peasy. You had so much range DPS between the Tax and the hero right there. That's the kind of fight you want to be taking in a team game with that composition. Banshee's finally getting into the Eldar backline of Bruce here. Pressuring the Dire Avengers. Will the Warlock get a special attack? Disrupt the Banshees? It's not looking like it's going to happen. Banshees go blasting by.
Those Dire Avengers probably going to have to go. Banshees get the special attack first.
Yeah, one model doesn't get knocked down, so at least that one will be escaping, but it looks like a few more were fortunate on top of that. We've got a Catechin bomb going down in a retreat path over here. Do we have detectors over there? We don't for Skysilver, of course.
Oh, yeah,
Skysilver
he lost his scout squad at some point.
So what are we looking at as far as tech? I mean, Bruce and Kalzi are just not even close. Their generators just now going down on this far side. But of course, Skysilver, I guess, all he did was spend 25 power on the Master Craft and rolled right into Tier 2. So I guess that's why he's so far ahead. But we're now I think we're starting to see where Bruce not having the Banshees is starting to stack against him here.
So that generator bash can be happening from BloodReign. Those Dire Avengers bashing a little bit slower than I would expect. But anyway, Bruce is coming out here with the Warlock. Does get into melee with the Warp Spider Exarch. We've got the Jedi build on the Warlock this time, but he's already almost out of his energy shield health. So he's just going to be relying on regular health now. And this is actually looking kind of dicey against the Banshees.
Man, he wants the special, but it doesn't look like he's going to get it.
He gets knocked
down and gunned. They just shot him.
Oh, we got a flank here from Kalzi, taking out the Rangers from BloodReign.
Nice.
At least one of them. So at least one Ranger squad down. He still technically has this flanking position on the second Ranger squad, but he might just... they're revealed.
All right, so the guardsmen managing to push this back. No detonation there with the tax rolling off. I guess he's going to try to save it for a squad wipe or something like that.
Meanwhile, Flamer Guardsmen going straight for that power farm. Currently, they're the only ones there, but at the same time, not too many. All right, Banshees are coming out to try to defend at some point. How soon can they get out of there?
Yeah, I mean, there's a Dreadnought coming out right now, which is tricky.
Object destroyed. Allied Warlock is
that Dreadnought for Skysilver when Bruce hasn't even started Tier 2 yet. Kalzi's actually not in too bad a position to deal with the Dreadnought. He's got the double heavy weapon teams already. Won't be too hard to upgrade one of those to at least put some threat on the Dreadnought. Meanwhile, this Tech Marine from Skysilver, kind of getting some of that value you've talked about before, where he's got... Oh, no, he doesn't have the Artificer armor, but nevertheless, him sitting in green cover usually just is a winning trade against most infantry squads.
Yeah, especially with that upgraded weapon. I mean, that Mastercrafted Bolter bleeds models like nobody's business. Of course, bleeding models against Guardsmen isn't the most effective use of one's time. Let's see, grenade coming down. Oh, but it looks like that was a big whiff. And Assault Cannon Dreadnought, this is going to be an unpleasant surprise for the Dire Avengers!
Just eating that Assault Cannon barrage, comes around for the second wave, takes all but two of the models.
It does go burr.
And trying to chase after them and retreat, get as much damage as possible.
Yeah,
It takes
I mean,
down all the way to 1 model.
Yeah, a lot of model bleed there. I'm not sure what the bro was right there. I don't know if he just didn't see the assault cannon or whether there was some missed team synergy there. I missed kind of what happened, but Jen's going down up top again. Pressure coming in from Team Russ.
Oh no, this Warlock from Bruce. Oh no, it's okay. It's okay, but it was looking scary for a second. I think that retreat path also kind of saved it since it didn't have to retreat through the Dreadnought. Otherwise, that could have possibly been a dead Warlock.
Oh man, there's been so many opportunities. I'm going to be disappointed if this IED doesn't go off here with some kills because the Tax have been walking over that constantly. Lord General, I don't know if he's paying attention.
Where is that Lord General? Oh no!
Yeah.
Oh god, what is he doing here?
Kalzi just going AFK on his commander there a little bit. Did manage to get the Stormtrooper squad in on the Dreadnought over here, but I still don't see a Laz.
Dreadnought even gets a melee special on the Stormtroopers.
We have one assault cannon. It looks like... Oh yeah, he just wants to go double assault cannon. Okay. I feel like if he just would have gone for the Laz there, but all right, double assault cannon will actually be pretty good for the turret. Yeah, denial on the turret this time around. Bruce saying it's probably GG. He might not be wrong on this, but I think they can still fight it. There's a Falcon coming out. They're behind on tech, but they have a reasonable army, honestly.
Well, this Dreadnought in melee with these Catachans. Catachans, oh no,
If the
Kalzi!
Catachans go down, oh my gosh. Oh, they're just throwing the towel, and it's going to be a 3-0
Man,
for Team Russ.
I definitely would not have expected a 3-0.
Yeah,
Team Russ, but
yeah, I don't
they
know
proved
if that's
a lot.
Just, yeah, they're like I said, they play together a lot. Kalzi4, you know, still has a little of the rust on him, so maybe we underestimated, you know, where he's at and compared to some of the other players. Him and Bruce, not necessarily playing together the best, but you know, there's a lot of variables. Either way, BloodReign and Skysilver, I guess come next week maybe we'll have to see if someone can take them out. I feel like Bruce is going to be wanting it.